Hey bosses, my name is Gabrielle Leonard. I'm an event income strategy consultant. I help entrepreneurs to use in-person classes and workshops to grow their business. And so today I wanted to talk about how you can actually use in-person workshops, classes, and seminars to sell out your service-based business, sell out the services in your service-based business, or sell out the products in your product-based business. And so we'll get right into that right now. So today I'm going to be covering the topic of using events to grow your business. And there are several things that goes along with that topic, but we'll be focusing on one particular topic. But before we get into that, I want to share my story of how using an in-person class and workshop grew my business. So when I started my business, I actually struggled to make money in my business. I wasn't making consistent income. I was making some income here and there, but I was making $500 a month, or sometimes less, sometimes a little bit more. It was just not consistent. And I ended up having to go back and get a full-time job because the money was not consistent enough to be, to sustain my business and for me to be in my business full time. So I ended up having to go back and get a job in the government to, provide income for my family in addition to my husband's income. That actually broke my heart because I have a passion for what I do. And at the time, it was helping people to live in their purpose and turn their purpose into a business. But for some reason, it just was not working out. And I know what the reason was. Number one, I was not strategic enough with my approach. And number two, I was not clear on how I was approaching the people that I was trying to serve. And I also wasn't extremely clear on the people I was trying to serve as well. So because of that, it caused me to have such problems in my business. Another thing was that I did not have a strategic plan in terms of every year, have a solid plan of action in my business, how much I want to make, and how I'm going to go about making that revenue in my business. So fast forward to me, deciding to get this job. Right before I got the job, or right before I started the job, I got the job. But before I started, I decided to host an in-person class. And I, at the time when I hosted that class, had $0 in my bank account. $0 in my bank account. My business bank account had $0. All right. And so I hosted a 2-day workshop. The first one was free. The first day was how to find your purpose. It was a class all about finding your purpose, and it was a free class. And then in that class, I upsold to my second class, which was about $60 something, I think. And then from that class, I upsold my course and coaching program, which was about $500 and change. And I made about $3,000 at that event. So in 2 days, I made $3,000 plus. Now let's talk about that. Guys, $3,000 in 2 days when I struggled to make $500 in a month. That is something phenomenal, right? And a lot of people right now, they're struggling to get that kind of result in their business. Now, this strategy of using in-person classes had allowed me to land $10,000 worth of clients, $10,000 worth of clients in 1 week. All right. Because after that event in 2 days, I was able to land even more clients as a result of that event. Now, I'm sharing this with you not to brag, but to show you that what I'm talking about is not coming from theory. It's coming from me actually doing it and getting results from doing it. All right. So now that we've talked about that, let's get into how you can use events to grow your business. Okay. So before you're able to use events to grow your business, you need to have 3 things down and perfected. And when I say perfected, I don't mean being perfect. I mean, have it right. 3 things, you need to have 3 things right before you can use events to grow your business. Number 1, you need to have crystal clear focus in your business. And what I mean by that is you need to be clear on your target market. You need to be clear on your niche. You need to be clear on what their problems are, what their pain points are, your solution to their problems, and how that solution benefits them in the long run. You also need to be clear on your business goals. how much you want to make, in revenue. How much revenue are you looking to make in your business this quarter, this year? And what product or service are you going to sell in order to hit that revenue goal? And when you know that information, then you can understand what you need to do to help you get to that income goal in your business. Now, you can use events to help you get to a portion or all of that income goal if you so choose. So knowing your business inside and out in terms of the person that you're serving and how you're going to serve that person is ideal and is very, very much so needed. And knowing how much money you want to make in your business and how you need to make the money in your business in terms of what product and service you're going to use to make the money in your business based off of your target audience, what they need, the problems and pain points they have, and how you're going to solve that. Now you can move on to using a strategy, events as a strategy to help you get to that income goal. And now, armed with that information, now you can think about how you want to use the event to help you get to your goal. And by how, I mean your objectives in terms of how you're going to make money at your event and why you're doing the event and how it's going to help your audience members get to their goals and how it's going to help you get to your goals as well. This is where your event income strategy comes in. The plan of action to use events to grow your business is considered your event strategy, your event income strategy. Now, a lot of people at this point whenever I talk about events, start to think a couple of things. Number one, I don't need events to grow my business, or, I don't need to have a whole entire plan. I can just throw something on and do it. But I want you to think about this. I want you to think about, all the different people who are successful right now. Do you honestly believe that they actually got successful just from kind of doing things randomly? Or do you think they had a plan of action for every single decision that they made in their business? I think they had a plan of action. And so you want to have a plan of action for every single thing that you're doing in your business. What content you're putting out there, what kind of products and services you're selling, how you're going to be hosting your event. All of those things need to be planned out and strategized, or else you're going to get haphazard results. If you strategize and plan out what you're going to do and why you're doing it, then you're going to get more structured results and not be surprised with anything that happens as a result of that plan. Now, an event income strategy consists of a few things. It consists of your income plan, how you're going to sell your product and service. It can consist of your sponsorship plan, how you're going to get sponsors to sponsor your event or partners to partner up with you on your event. It can consist of your speaker plan, getting speakers for your event. It can consist of your marketing plan, definitely needs to consist of your marketing plan, et cetera, et cetera. But today we're going to be focusing on the marketing plan, and more specifically, not the entire marketing plan, but we're going to be focusing more so on the event funnel. I call it the event funnel because I learned about the concept of funnel years ago, and I just kind of applied it to the concept of using events to grow my business. And so we'll talk about that and break that down a little bit more right now. You're probably asking yourself, I use events to grow your business. There's so many different tools and things out there that I can use. True. However, statistics have shown that events actually is one of the most successful ways of generating new leads and sales in business. As a matter of fact, about 24%, if not more, I'll leave the statistics on the screen. A lot of entrepreneurs right now are investing tons and tons of money into their event budget to grow their business because they're seeing results. So the average chief marketing executive has allotted 24% more money into their event budget because they are seeing results that events can bring into their business. Lots of top achieving entrepreneurs or businesses or companies, even million-dollar companies, are now incorporating or beefing up their event budget to grow their business, generate leads, and sell out their services. And so this is why events can be a beneficial tool to grow your business. Not only that, in-person events, as my clients have told me, as attendees at my events have told me, and even as studies have shown, in-person events tend to be more persuasive. So you tend to be more persuasive at in-person events than online. Why? Because you're building in relationships in person. You're building the trust factor in person. People are able to see you, talk to you, ask questions. You're able to interact with them, go next to their desk and see what they're working on and give them feedback right there and there. They're able to touch you. The relationship is tangible. And so that just converts higher than an online event would. Number one, you want to make sure that you have your event funnel in place. And for me, the event funnel consists of 3 parts. All content, but number 1, content that educates. Number 2, content that qualifies. And number 3, content that converts. Let's break those 3 things down a little bit further. Content that educates is solely for the purpose of showing your audience that you understand the problems and the pain points that they're experiencing right now, and that you understand how they're feeling, but you can also help solve that problem. And so that attracts the right kind of person to your business. It attracts the right kind of person to you so that when you're ready to get to the point where you're making an offer or an invitation to work with you one-on-one or work with you in a more personal way, you have the right people listening to you. A lot of times entrepreneurs get to the point where they're offering something and they have the wrong crowd there. And so because they have the wrong crowd there, they're not getting the right response in terms of, conversion. And so getting the right people at the table starts with showing people that you get them very clearly. You have pinpoint their pain points and their problems, and you understand how to solve that problem. This consists of content like blog posts that are very educational and informative and that breaks down a particular problem or pain point or even a solution that you can help them solve really quickly. All right. And so you want to get as detailed as possible in this. You want to make sure that you're giving value in these types of content and really sharing that you understand all about what they're going through and how you can solve it. Sharing your story in this phase, sharing some tips and tricks, sharing suggestions for change and breaking mindsets, breaking limiting beliefs, dispelling myths, sharing mistakes that they're making. That is what you would put in this section of of content that educates. So this can consist of blog posts, live videos, YouTube videos, podcasts, etc., etc. Now, when it comes to content that qualifies, you want to make sure that you are qualifying the people that gets to the next stage of your business. And so when content that educates, you're attracting a ton of different people who are going to look at that content and say, this is for me. She's speaking directly to me, or no, this is not for me. She's not speaking directly to me, but I can use this kind of content. The goal is to take those 2 different kinds of people and separate them. Separate the ones that say, I really need this content right now, or the ones that's like, oh, this content is pretty good. I can potentially use this content. What you're going to do to separate those 2 people is to kind of bring them down a funnel. And in order to do so, you want to invite them to a free gift, a free teaching, a free training, a free resource that is specifically going to speak to them where they are at now. An example of this would be if you are a web designer and you do a blog post about the importance of having a website, of having a branded website in their business, you're going to attract people who are looking to have a website eventually, or people who are going to have a website now. So now, in order to funnel them closer down to the people that you want to work with, you need to kind of have something there that's going to say, hey, if you are ready to do your website now, here's what you need to know, right? And so the people who are not ready to do the website now are less likely to go to that stage than the people who are ready to go now, right? They're ready to get that website done now. And so that thing, that next thing, that gift, that opt-in is that lead generation. That's how you're gonna get those leads to say yes to your products and services, by kind of narrowing the funnel down and getting the right people to your core product. And so that funnel that specifically speaks to that person is how you're going to do that. And this can be things like a workbook or worksheet or checklist. So that web designer could say, if you're going to invest in getting a website done, here's what you need to do before going and hiring a web designer. Now, here's how specific that is. Just by that title alone, you already have dispelled the people who are planning on doing website on their own, and you already removed the people who are not planning on doing a website anytime soon. All right? And so now you have a specific amount of people who are ready. And that's how you qualify people. Now, within this qualification stage, you also want to show them that you yourself, you're qualified to help them. So this thing, this offer, this gift needs to have some kind of information that shows them that you are also very much qualified to help them solve their problem. In the qualification stage, you want to invite your audience to work with you on a closer, deeper level by inviting them to an in-person class or workshop. And if for some reason you want to kind of switch it around where you use an online class and workshop to invite them to an in-person class or workshop, you can do that as well. Now, in the final stage of your funnel, which is your content that converts, you want to make sure that that content breaks down everything they need to understand before they can make a decision of whether or not they want to work with you. This kind of content should shed light on what it really takes to get the solutions and the results that they're looking for. You want to have content that's going to show them what it takes to get the results that they're looking for, and give them insight on what it would look like to do it on their own versus having assistants doing it. All right? That is what is going to help them to convert. That's going to help them understand and make a decision on whether or not they want to rough it out on their own, or if they want to have someone assist them and get it done the right way quicker. And that's what your event is going to do. Your event is the content that converts. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people at the end of the event stop right there. But at the end of your event, you should also have an email funnel that further does the work for you and convert even after your event has ended. And that's how I was able to get $10,000 worth of clients in just a week, you guys. 1 week. All right? So content that educates makes your audience aware of their problem. Content that qualifies makes your audience aware of your solution and qualifications. And content that converts make your audience aware of how ready they are for a solution and for the results that they're seeking. All right? So that is how you use events to grow your business. That is how you use events to make money in your business. And so at your event, you would actually go ahead and upsell to your product or service. In the content that converts, you're going to be sharing light on what it takes to have the results that they want to, and the fact that you have all of that already packaged and set up in a way that's going to help them get the results that they're looking for quicker and more efficiently. All right? That's how you use events to grow your business, you guys. That's how I use events to grow my business. And I'm hoping that you will be able to get this kind of results in your business. Now, if you're looking for some tools and resources to help you grow your business, I actually have a tool that can help you plan out your event and grow your business. And that is the Event Strategy Planner. The Event Strategy Planner comes in 2 colors, pink and blue, and it breaks down an array of things, which I'll show you guys in this next slide right here. This planner includes 20 lessons on how to choose the right event type for your business model, pages of event clarity worksheets to help you flesh out your sold-out event concept effortlessly, research and development worksheets so that you can make sure that you know intimately what your audience wants in an event, which means a sold-out event planning checklists, event income strategy worksheets, quarterly, monthly, and weekly planning pages to help you break down your checklist and stay on task like a professional event planner, marketing worksheets, expense and income trackers, content trackers, contact trackers, priority planning list, your event team planning worksheets, sponsorships and proposal worksheets, all the things that you need to make sure that you're planning an event that is going to be profitable and beneficial to your business. All right, so if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. I'll chat with you guys later. See you. Bye.